Hello everybody, welcome back to VanillaCraft Season 2. I am right here, right where I left off, the sun rising on the savannah, and me finding this. Alright. This is a nice little cove, right between the roofed forest and the savannah. Perfect, is what I would use to describe this. Big lag spike. I'm going to come out here, and I am going to make one shovel, and I'm going to make another chest, so that I can dump everything into here that I don't need. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is make this space, this cove here, a little bigger. This cove. Gonna flatten it out. Okay, actually, I'm kind of dropping some frames. So I'm going to turn down the shadow resolution. Instantly you could probably see that my FPS is up. It just changes the resolution on shadows. Which I don't really mind. Look at that depth fog up there. That's gorgeous. There are a few little rendering issues, but you know, it is what it is. It makes Minecraft prettier. Which I'm not decking Minecraft because, you know, Minecraft isn't really meant to look like this. Gameplay aspects in Minecraft definitely overpower graphics, but who cares? Let's be honest. Minecraft graphics run on, by default, 16 by 16 textures. If you play like something Skyrim, if you have a Skyrim HD textures mod, those textures are 720 pixels by 720 pixels. So, and on top of that, they have shading like this, but yet again not like this. This is something that's pretty close to real-time shading. It's not exactly real-time shading, but it's pretty good. And the way they do that is, or the reason they can do real-time, is because it's blocks. It's not like a bump map where everything is all bumpy and you got like the smooth stuff. It's just squares. Making shadows from squares isn't that hard. Now like this, putting a light that works dynamically in a world, or me holding a torch and walking around, and I don't actually think it casts shadows. You can't really tell. I do not believe it casts shadows. But it lights things. It definitely gets brighter. So yeah, the fact that that doesn't cast shadows is definitely something that helps it a lot. If torches cast shadows, it would be crazy. I probably couldn't run it on my build. Dynamic shadows are one of the hardest things on a CPU, shading-wise. Another thing, I guess, would be like a, if you have a surface with a lot of faces, like this cube here, has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cubes, have 6 faces. If you had something like a dragon in Skyrim, as far as polys go, which are faces, it would probably... I don't know how much they compress those, actually. This might not even be accurate at all, but like 1,000 would be a safe number. Now you might think, well, how do you get all those details with 1,000 faces? And you do that by using bump maps, like I said, and textures. Like if you looked at this up close, that's one poly with a texture with 100 by 100 on it, 100 by 100 texture. So I guess if you want to, you could look at each individual pixel as a polygon, but in a render engine, does not work like that. This works as poly, 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 poly. And poly is just polygon, which is shape. In this case, they're all squares. Who knew? I did. Yeah, I do a lot of artistic rendering, so I know some of this stuff. A little bit. Not like a lot of gaming stuff. I don't do a lot of that. I did make a game with it's called Cube Shoot. It was a really hard pull your hair out kind of game. And yeah, you were like this cube, and there were it was dark. It was really dark. The only light was on you, and it was a deep blue color. So it was still kind of hard to see everything, and there were walls, and there were... So it was kind of like a maze. And then there were little turrets that shot the same bullets you did, and those bullets gave off a green glow. And then there were black cylinders, and they were, in physics, what's called a black body, and they absorb all colors of light. So the only way you could see them was if you had your light on them and you couldn't see the ground in front of them. You could see them, but it was just kind of, you had to be close. So anyway, I did that. Now, I'm getting distracted. And if you touch the cylinders, the game would restart to the beginning of the level. So it was kind of hard. You had like a bunch of turrets shooting at you, and the bullets would push you pretty rough. And yeah. As I'm building this, one thing I'm thinking about is adding another mod. Wow, I know I said I probably wouldn't do that. But the mod I'm thinking about is the Chisel mod. And if you haven't heard of the Chisel mod, it's in basically every mod pack these days. It just adds a bunch of new blocks. You make a chisel, and then you put a block in the chisel, and it gives you like a bunch of different options, kind of. So like, if you put cobblestone in there, you could have Minecraft default, and then something like 15 other options for what your cobblestone will look like. Sorry, I'm taking a drink. I'm recording probably the first 5 episodes. This is episode 5, so that would make sense. We got 2 minutes left. I have the basis for my house. I might as well just replace the floor with cobblestone, because this is why I was thinking about that. I don't like the floor to just be this static cobble. I can put like wooden planks in here and stuff, or smooth stone. But I think I'm gonna add the chisel mod. And the chisel is just a stick and 1 iron, so it's a cheap recipe, but it still costs something. It's not just like free cosmetic stuff. And if I do add any more mods, which I might, they will be cosmetic mods. So not like a game-changing industrial craft or railcraft, but maybe bibliocraft? I don't know. I'm not going to add that, but I know it adds a lot of features like that. Forge microblocks? Sure. I never use that in any mod pack, and it's in a lot of them. But yeah, chisel, probably. Just for cobblestone, stone. Dirt can be chiseled. I love chiseled dirt. Alright, well, since that's almost done, I'm definitely, if I add chisel, I'll add it by episode 6. I'm just gonna watch the sunset over the savannah. Yep, that's pretty nice. And then the mountain rendered, and it was all lost. That's just really nice. I love that. Okay. Well, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time with the Chisel mod.